Good evening. I'd like to bring the meeting to order. The July meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors. Mrs. Caldwell, could we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Eckert? Mrs. Floyd?
Here.
Mr. Evans?
Here.
Mrs. DiBattista?
Here.
Mr. Harris?
Here.
Mr. Phelps?
Here.
Mrs. Krajewski?
Here.
Mr. Razzie? Here. Mrs. Hogger?
Here. Mr. Eckert is on vacation this week. Mrs. Krajewski, the invocation, please.
Heavenly Father, please hear our prayer. Bless all schools, colleges, and especially the Interboro School District, and grant to this board in their deliberations this evening the spirit of wisdom, truth, and knowledge. What is undertaken always be done in charity and in peace, and what we do might be for the benefit of others. All this we ask in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Ms. Krajewski, do we have any residents who'd like to speak this evening?
Yes, Mrs. Holger. We have one person tonight, Mr. Zerdy Doby.
Zerdy-Doby Tinicum. 11.1, the phone system replacement for $366,000. $368,411. And so that's one item. And then 12.2, replacement of district phone system for $366,000. Isn't that an awful lot of money to be spending on replacement of phones?
The phone system includes a security system. It has an intercom with it. We badly need a new phone system. We've had several days this year where the phones have gone down. So we invested in a system that gives us more for our money.
Okay, I understand the need for a replacement, but when I was at that meeting, you didn't give the indication that you were going to be spending $700,000. So
I'm sorry, the first motion, the 11, is simply to, for the board to approve us purchasing the system. The second motion is for 1/3 of the payment. The figures should match. I don't know if they do or not.
I don't know. It says, it does say for 3 years on 12.3. 12.3?
Yes.
Okay, so, but the two amounts of money are different, so
Yes,
why
it's
is that?
2,000. I don't know. It shouldn't be.
Oh, okay, so
it
that,
should
those
be-
are, so what you're going to spend is approximately $360,000 on the phone system?
Yes.
Okay,
for
that's
the
the
entire
question.
system over.
All right, that's fine. The next issue is, is there any update on the teachers? Are you having, or the contracts with the different labor groups? Are you meeting with them? What kind of fees are you generating from the lawyers? And why are you not having any updates to the public on that issue? So I'd like you to comment on that at some point in the meeting.
We are continuing negotiations with our bargaining units that their contracts are up. We don't normally, we never comment when contracts we're in the process of negotiation, but we have been meeting on a regular basis with our unions and hoping to have contracts settled as soon as possible.
And finally, tomorrow night, Tinicum Township Zoning Hearing Board is going to have a hearing at 7 p.m. at their municipal building for an applicant at the called KL Chempac Incorporated for a property at 10 Industrial High, which I believe is the former Westinghouse facility. And the application is for in a business district for a variance and for direct transfer station to transfer products, butane, acrylate, and ethyl acrylate from rail cars to tank trucks using a pump system. Now, the reason I'm asking you, are you going to send any representative to this meeting for information on its effect being, I don't know how close you consider the transfer of,
I personally was not aware of it. Some other members of the board may have been. As of now, no, we're not sending anybody. It is something that we have no control over whatsoever. It's strictly the business of Tinicum Township to grant that variance or whatever in order for them to do that. I understand that they're in the process of putting in that system down there.
no, no, this is a hearing to hear the public input. Now, you have a school a school in Tinicum, and I don't know whether you're going to have a representative there to inquire as to what kind of chemical it is, the explosiveness of it, the flammability.
I understand your
what kind of,
question.
those things are important to, and I just wondered if you were going to have anybody there.
Thank you for informing us about that.
Thank you.
Can we move to approving the minutes, Mrs. Krajewski?
Motion that the following minutes of the regular meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors held on June 18, 2014 be approved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from board members? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 8-0. Mrs. Serini, the solicitor's report, please.
Thank you, Mrs. Hogger. I had a meeting with your administration this month, and we were discussing areas in which we could develop professional development seminars, which are in the process of being planned. And other than that, it's July and things are calm.
Thank goodness. Thank you very much. For finance, motion 5.1, Mrs. Krajewski.
Motion that the attached treasurer's report for the month ending June 30, 2014 be approved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from board members? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 8-0.
Motion that fund disbursements in the amount of $7,187,315.36 be approved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from board members? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? No. Motion carries 8-0. Correspondence, Mrs. Krajewski.
Yes, Mrs. Hogger, we have one letter to read this evening. This is a letter from Mrs. Margie Evans Norwood. Tonight's agenda item 8.06 lists the resignation of Marcia Bowe. On behalf of the Interboro Music Boosters, I would like to thank and acknowledge Ms. Bowe for the plethora of amazing accomplishments she achieved as high school music teacher here at Interboro. One of Ms. Bowe's first events with the Cantabile students was an exciting performance with the professional rock band Journey. The Interboro vocalist had the thrill of singing I Want to Know What Love Is, along with an accomplished musical group. In addition to thoroughly and professionally preparing students for the traditional middle school and high school concerts, she added several community events to the students' choral activities. These events included Christmas tree lightings, school board meetings, and high school award ceremonies. Under Ms. Bowe's direction, the Interboro Singers had the first-time privilege of attending this year's annual Invitational Upper Darby Choral Festival, where they were among 700 singers from 7 area schools. The Delaware County News Network wrote the following about this festival. For students and choral directors, it is an opportunity to share repertoire and experience varied musical styles. For audiences, it is an upbeat evening of family entertainment. In addition to teaching music in the district, Ms. Bowe traveled with students on multiple occasions for various choir-related opportunities. These trips included the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association auditions and concerts, a Disney World marching band trip, and most recently to Europe to share our American music with other countries as co-director of the American Music Abroad Bronze Tour. We wish Ms. Bowe the very best. Here's where I would normally want to say that her successor will have tough shoes to fill, but in this case, I believe the district can look forward to hearing a pleasant sound. Respectfully, Margie Evans.
Thank you, Mrs. Krajewski and Mrs. Evans. We'll move on to committee reports. There was no finance meeting this month, although there was a GBO meeting. I'm going to give the report since Mr. Eckert is not here, although he chaired the meeting. We discussed 3 items at the GBO meeting. The first was our phone system, as we mentioned earlier. The district is purchasing a phone system. It is a voice over IP. It has safety features. It has an intercom. It should be ready by September. So we'll be very happy to have a highly functioning phone system. The second item at the GBO is we had a review from Dr. Ekman about our school information system. The school information system basically is the parent portal. We are in the process of this next year evaluating and choosing a new system that will better suit our needs and the needs of our parents so that they can get information about their children. The last thing that we were talking about was the website update. If any of you have been on the website, you'll notice that it has been redesigned. We approved that this past year to go with a new website design. So Mr. Pullen of the Technology Department, under Mr. Wolhoff's guidance, has done a great job with the new site, and we're very happy with it. The next GBO meeting will be on Monday, August 4th at 6 o'clock in the Administration Building. Mrs. Floyd, legislative update, please.
Yes, we didn't have a meeting, however, I have been getting updates throughout the weeks. Basically, as everyone knows, the governor passed the budget, but it wasn't quite the way everybody wanted it, and there's been cuts. And the fact of the matter is that there are some bills that are being proposed which won't be looked at until the September session. And with it being an election year, naturally, different people are trying to make sure that these bills encourage the people to re-elect them or elect them, whichever the case may be. They're talking about property tax relief, as well as the PESERs, the retirement, and what to do about that, because it's definitely getting out of hand, the cost, the rates that are having to be paid by the districts. And so with that said, I'll be getting updates, and as I get them, I'll ask Mrs. Hogger and Mrs. Riley to post it on the legislative update if there's a need for us to make calls to our legislators to try to encourage them to vote what will help our district as well as other districts throughout the state. Thank you.
Thanks, Mrs. Floyd. Mr. Evans?
Yes, as there will be no Delaware County Community College liaison meeting until the fall, I have no report tonight.
Thank you. Mrs. DeBattista?
I do not have a report either. We did not meet this month.
Thank you. We'll move to motion 8 for personnel. Mrs. Krajewski, please.
Motion that the following personnel actions be approved as listed, beginning on page 2, ending on page 4.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from board members?
Comment?
Mrs. Floyd?
Yes, after talking with my colleagues in executive session the other night, I'm going to go ahead and vote with them in support of the appointments. I still am concerned, and I hope I'm proven wrong with what I brought up at the meeting. So with that, I'll support this motion with some concerns.
Thank you, Mrs. Floyd. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 8-0.
Motion number 9, motion that the following items from the Office of Curriculum and Instruction be approved as listed, beginning on page 4, ending on page 5.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from board members on motion number 9? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 8-0. Motion 10, Pupil Services and Special Ed.
Motion that the following items from the Office of Pupil Services and Special Education be approved as listed on page 5.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for motion 10. Any questions or comments from board members?
Comment?
Mrs. Floyd?
Yes, I just want to bring to everyone's attention the cost. I don't begrudge any student, special ed or regular ed, of a good education, but the cost for the special ed is increasing. And my gripe is that the state and federal are not contributing what they originally promised to give, to subsidize for the mandated education that we're giving these kids. So with that said, I just want everybody to understand what the cost is for special ed. It's growing and growing, and we're not being subsidized properly. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Floyd. Any other comments? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 8-0. Motion 11, please.
Motion that the following items from the Office of Facilities and Technology be approved as listed from the bottom of page 5, ending on the top of page 6.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments concerning motion 11? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 8-0. From the Office of Finance, Mrs. Krajewski.
Motion that the following items from the Office of Finance be approved as listed on page 6.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? To go back to the phone system again, we are going to pay for the system over a 3-year period of basically equal payments. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 8-0. Motion 13, please.
Motion that the Board of School Directors approve the attached lease agreement with Newman University for the Interboro graduation ceremony for the 2014-2015 school year.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from board members? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 8-0. Motion 14, please.
Motion that the Board of School Directors approve the memorandum of understanding between the Interboro Education Association and the Interboro Board of School Directors regarding the Dean of Students at the high school and the filling of the vacant positions.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from board members? Hearing none. Mrs. Caldwell, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Mrs. Floyd?
Yes.
Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Mrs. DeBattista?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Phelps?
Yes.
Mrs. Krajewski?
Yes.
Mr. Razzie? Yes. Mrs. Hogger?
Yes. Any old business? Motion carries 8-0. Any old business before the board? New business? Mrs. Riley, any comments this evening?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Hogger. 2 brief comments. First, as you stated earlier in the GBO report, we do have a new format to the website. Hopefully, all of our parents will have an opportunity to take a look at it. It's still under construction, and we are working on it over the summer. There is a lot of information on there that is available to parents, summer reading and writing work. There's also a parent calendar for the 14-15 school year that parents have the ability to print off, so they have access to it much sooner than normal. Also, there's information on sports physicals, as all of our middle school and high school students who do play sports need to have a physical completed. So please check out the website for information. Also, I would like to welcome Barb Haggerty to the Interboro School District. Barb, if you would stand up, please. Barb is our new technology director. She comes to us from the Penn Delco School District. She has a strong background in instructional technology, and not only will be running the day-to-day operations, but she will also be working with our teachers to implement the technology into their instruction. So we're very excited to have her on board, and we look forward to her joining us over the next couple weeks. And I would also like to thank George Wolhoff, who has really stepped up and helped with all of the technology that's been happening and keeping that department running smoothly. So a thank you to George for all of his work and time that he's put into supporting that. So thank you, George. And other than that, we're all very busy here working, getting things ready for September, and we hope everyone's enjoying their summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Riley. Any other board members would like to make any comments?
Comment?
Mrs. Floyd?
Yes, I just wanted to remind the students out there that there are projects that they're supposed to be working on. Aside from summer reading, there's math. Don't wait until the week before because it's going to be overwhelming. I know we tend to unplug our brains for the summer, but the fact is that this will help keep you on top of things so that you won't fall behind come September. You'll be ready to go for your teachers and your new classroom assignments. So summer reading, the math, and anything else that the teachers have recommended for the students to be doing during the summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Floyd. Anybody else?
Comment?
Yes, Ms. DiBattista.
I was not here last month when Mr. Harris was sworn in, so I just wanted to welcome you. We're very happy to have you aboard. I think I'm more happy that Mr. Evans and I are no longer the new kids on the block. But I just wanted to say welcome. We're very happy that you're here, and I'm positive that he's going to be an asset to the board.
Thank you. On behalf of the board, I'd like to welcome all of our new employees and thank those employees who are leaving us and wish them well in their future endeavors. On Monday, August 4th, the GBO meeting will be held at 6 p.m. in the boardroom of the administration building. There will be no finance meeting in August. The next work session of the Interboro Board of School Directors will be convened in the boardroom of the administration building on Monday, August 18th, 2014 at 6:30. The next regular monthly public meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors will be convened in the auditorium of the Interboro High School on Wednesday, August 20th at 7 p.m. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.